Hello everyone, it's Noel and today I am doing Shiny Lucario. Now I knew at some point or another I would be doing Lucario painting, but it came around a lot sooner because somebody from Pokémon Amino had actually seen some of my work and requested that I do a shiny version of Lucario. Now I looked up several different reference images for Lucario and I couldn't quite find something to exactly match the color that I needed for its fur, so I did my very best and I did kind of a yellow-green base, and that's kind of what you're going to be seeing throughout the entire video. So it's as close as I could get, and I didn't realize that Lucario was like a furry Pokemon. Anime doesn't detail things very well. I think the one reference image I used was from Smash Brothers, so you know, of course, being a 3D model, it was very, very detailed. So that's when I kind of realized, oh, it is a very furry Pokemon, especially its very middle. The regular version of Lucario has this kind of like tan, taupey fur color. Shiny Lucario has blue, I think, yes, blue. When I bought my one metallic kind of pearlescent palette, I wanted to use it to be able to do shiny Pokemon because it is kind of convenient to have a little bit of this medium, what am I even saying? I kind of like that it adds a little bit of depth to the painting, even though I just realized that I think I used crappier paper whenever I was doing Lucario, and it definitely shows, especially whenever I began laying down more and more colors and it was starting to buckle, it was starting to lift in places, and the really, the cheaper watercolors that I was using wasn't quite blending as well, and it was starting to do, I don't even know if there's like a term for it, but it was starting to form lines. Like when it was drying, it started to form these like really harsh edges, and when I like to do my watercolors, I like to have a very kind of fizzled out edge to them. I'm not sure, maybe one day I'm gonna have to figure out how to show you guys this, but it happened a lot in my Magikarp painting too. And what I try to do is I try to use either my sponge or I try to use a clean brush to kind of like brush it out, because it just looks really kind of crappy. Why is it that some shiny forms of Pokemon, they're like this really gross green color or orange color? I mean, nothing against shiny Lucario or anything, but I don't get why some Pokemon are just like this, like really fluorescent green. And like, what, for example, shiny Espeon is that really gross green, and I just don't get it. After doing the fur for shiny Lucario, I kind of made it some goal for me to fake textures like fur. It's always been some kind of a goal for me to practice doing hair and practice doing fur, kind of textures like that, because I find that even in regular drawings like pencil and pen, I have a really hard time getting the fluidity of hair or things like that. So I was kind of eager to take up this challenge to do Lucario. Unfortunately, I don't think I did a very good job because it's just, I don't know what it is, something about it just, it's kind of foreign to me, which is why, what Pokemon was it that I really liked the rigidity of it? I can't think of it right now, but I know I enjoy doing things that are like very to the point. It's just a lot easier for me to kind of do things that I can clearly see. For me, I don't know what it is about hair. Just hair has never come to me easily. I actually did flub up Lucario a little bit just because I forgot it had a spike in the middle of its chest, and I think while I was looking at my reference image, I just kind of glossed over it. So I had to lift a lot of the blue off of its chest to try and put in this little spike thing. Another challenge I had with doing Lucario was its face. I think because it looks so much like it's wearing a mask, it almost looks like it looks like a Ninja Turtle, because I guess, I don't know, are those supposed to be the ties in the back? Those big old floppy teardrop looking things? I wasn't sure how to do it, and I don't know, his face was kind of mysterious for me. So it's something that I kind of, when I was doing the line art for, I kind of just really quickly, did my gesture drawing, and then I was trying to fill in all the details, and I kind of wasn't really looking. It was also really late at night, so I wasn't really focusing very much whenever I was drawing it. And it's kind of a shame because I know I can do a lot better than this, even though it did turn out okay, but I think at some point or another I really would like to come back to Lucario and do it a lot more justice. One of the other challenges I have when doing characters is posing. Foreshortening has always been kind of a challenge for me, so I did decide to do this pose in particular because it does have a little bit of foreshortening, at least with the front leg being extended as it is. It's just something that I've always had to work on. So I decided to do this, and I kind of liked the muscle kind of movement that it had. It kind of looks like it has some really nice calves. So I tried to incorporate those as much as possible and really highlight those when I was doing some of the shading. Normally when I do the final line work for a character, I try to use a color that's already present in their palette. Like say for, Dino for example, I used a dark blue because it was already dark blue. But for Lucario, I just did kind of go for black because yes, it does have black in it, but I also feel like it definitely made it pop more because the shiny version is a much lighter color palette. So I did use black, and I kind of like it. I like it a lot. I would definitely make the changes, especially with the quality of paper and the quality of the watercolors that I'd be using. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with it. As always, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day.